Hey, third grade. Hope you guys all got some good practice last week with those multiplication strategies. And today we're going to do an activity together in our video that will not only help you practice your facts, but it also can be another strategy for you to use for multiplication. So a lot of you already know some about skip counting. And so today we are going to make a skip counting card. And that is, it'll just be one sheet of paper. So I just cut a small strip, and you can use the front and the back. You can use two colors if you want. And then we're going to use some markers. Okay, so go ahead and go get those supplies. And when you're ready, just play the video. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to go through all the multiplication facts, 0 through 12 times 12, and we're going to write them on our skip counting card. Now, like I said, the more we practice with skip counting and the more you practice the chants and some of the songs that I'm going to sing, or if you look some up on YouTube, there are some other more fun ones, like there's a Threes to Uptown Funk and stuff like that. So if you look those up and practice and listen to those, then we will get to the point where we don't need to look at the card. We can just have them memorized. So if we make our card and practice it every day or a couple of times a week, then we'll get better and better with our facts and we'll get even quicker. So let's go ahead and get started. Again, you need just a piece of paper. It can be bigger than this. I wouldn't go any smaller than this because we need to fit zeros and all the way up through 12 times 12 on this card. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with our zeros. And so you're going to pick any color you want, and you're just going to start off your chart with a 0 right up here in the corner. And we're going to go, this is 0 times 0, 0. And so you do every fact times 0 all the way through 12. Okay? So 0 times 0, 0 times 1 is 0, because anything times 0 is 0. So on your first row, you can just go ahead and write 12 zeros. And now I'm kind of spacing them out a little bit because we're going to have some numbers later on that are 2 digits. And so we're going to need some room to write those. 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So some of them I had to even squeeze in. Okay, so I wrote a little too big on some of them, had to squeeze some of them in. So if you're working with a pencil, make sure that you have them spaced out enough to where you can write stuff underneath of it. So after zeros, we have ones. And we all know that anything times 1 is itself. So 0 times 1 is 0. But 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 1 is 2. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 4 is 4. 5, 6, all the way up through 12. Because anything times 1 is itself. So 1 million times 1 is 1 million. Okay? Now we're going to do our 2's. Again, your 0, because anything times 0 is 0. And we've already said that 2 times 1 is 2. So this is what we have so far. And this is where we're going to get into some actual skip counting. Now, if you know how to count by 2's, 2, 4, 6, 8, then you already know skip counting. So 2 times 2 is 4. So we're going to just count by 2's and fill in 12 spots. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, and 24. You just go up until your chart is full, one number in each line, which is why we need to space out as much as we can so we can make sure we have nice, orderly lines with everything lined up. And the bigger the numbers get, we're going to have to write smaller to fit them underneath. So that's our 2's. Now we get into our 3's. Like I said, there are some fun songs on YouTube, like there is one to Uptown Funk, and Jack Hartman has a skip counting by 3 song, but I just like to do regular old skip counting. Not really to any song in particular, but you could always make your own. And if you do that, maybe I'll share it on Facebook or put it on YouTube myself. And you guys could be YouTube stars if you make your own skip counting song. So, and I wish I knew the Uptown Funk song and I would sing it for you guys, but alas, I do not. So we're just going to do regular skip counting by threes. 0, 3, 6, 9. Remember, one number in each line. 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36. Now I want to point out some patterns. What do you notice about our tens? 10, 20, 30. What do we think is going to be the next one? If you know anything about counting by tens, then you can go ahead and fill out that row of your skip counting card because it's going to just repeat itself. 10, 20, 30, 40. I'm going to use some different colors. 50. 60. And then on the back, 70, 80, 90, 100. Remember, right, the bigger the numbers get, we have to write a little bit smaller. Squeeze it together. 110 and 120. So we just filled out our tens by counting by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, and 120. So that is 0 through 12 times 10. And we've already filled out our tens. And now, back to going across, we're still only at our fours. So when making a skip counting card, you can kind of fill in the numbers or the patterns that you already know. Another pattern that's pretty easy to pick out is our 11s. 11, and it's just that number again. So 2 times 11 is 22. 1 times 11 is 11. So it's just 1 twice. 2 is 2 twice. 3, 3 twice. So I'm going to finish that pattern and fill in my 11s as well. Because once you get up into the 11s and 12s, it gets harder to have little catchy songs and stuff like that. So I'm just going to use those patterns that I see to fill out those facts. So 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, 66, 77, 88, 99, and if you're not sure, like if those are the only numbers that you know, you can just stop there. And then when we get to our 11s, we'll fill in the rest. But just fill in the ones that you know off the top. So that's where I'm going to stop because I can't quite remember what 11 times 11 is off the top of my head. So when we get to that, then I will fill it in. But for right now, I'm just going to stop at 99 because I know that pattern and I'm going to stop. So now I'm going to go back and I'm going to fill out the fours. And as always, if you need to go back and rewind the video, if you need to pause it and take a look, pause it when I show it up close so you can copy it, whatever you need to do. And this is something that you can make and keep and practice over the summer and practice next year when we come back to school. Okay, so we're on our fours, and 0 times 4 is 0, 0 times 1, or 0 times 4 is 0, 1 times 4 is 4. Goodness gracious, I can't speak. 1 times 4 is 4. 2 times 4 is 8. 3 times 4 is 12. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, we already did those, and 48. There's skip counting by 4s, and you see I get really scrunched in there underneath the 7 and the 8 because I had to squeeze some of those numbers in there, but we still got it all to fit. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, 48. Okay, so see, you can kind of make your own songs. Put them to raps. We can do maybe some Disney songs if you know how to do that. Put them to that. Make it your own. Come up with a way that you will remember it yourself. Okay, we got to squeeze some in here at the bottom. Okay, 0 times 5 is 0. And this is another pattern that you guys probably already know without realizing that you know it. Skip counting by 5s. Everybody should know how to count by 5s. We use it to count nickels. We use it to count to 100. So let's count by 5s together. Start at 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. And that's where we met our 10 pattern. 55 is 11, 60. This is what we have so far. You can see where we met our 10s and 11s. Now we're going to do the 6s. And if any of you know the Scooby-Doo theme song, Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? That is the song that I use to skip count by 6s. So listen to it. I'm going to sing it a couple times while I write my card. And then if you need to go back and watch the video again or listen to it again, I'm sure you can find it on YouTube somewhere else too. This was a song that I learned when I was learning multiplication, and it has stuck with me this long. So it works to come up with songs. Let me tell you. So 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42 now, 48, 54, 54, 60, 66, 72 now. So you can hear the tune. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? So let's do that again. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42 now, 48, 54, 60, 54, 60, 66, 72 now. So you can go back and watch that as many times as you need to. You can sing it along with me and help learn and ingrain those 6s. So we have, let's start over here. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42 now, 48, 54, 54, 60, 60, 66, 72 now. Okay? So that's our 6s. Now I'm out of room, so I have to flip it over, but you notice that I'm already ready to start my next row. I've got my 10s and 11s already in there. I'm going to write my zeros down the line because we know that the first number in each row is always going to be 0. Whoops. Still making sure that I have enough space in between everything. Okay. All right. Got my zeros all in. And we're ready to do 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now for my 7s, I have another little song that I always sing when I do my 7s. And it is the song of Yankee Doodle. So if you ever know that song, Yankee Doodle went to town riding on a pony, stuck a feather in his hat and called it macaroni. So that's the tune to the 7 song that I sing. Again, feel free to check YouTube. Just type in skip counting songs, and you will find so many newer ones that people have done. But this is the one that I use, and it's worked for me. And if you like it, you can use it. Sing it along, watch it a couple times to listen to it and see how it goes. So 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, and 49, 56, 63. Then you would have to start again. 70, 77, and you can keep going. So it doesn't quite get us all the way to 12. That's the only thing I don't like about that song. So 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, and 49, 56, 63, 70, 77, 56, 64, 70, 77. And then we would have to put in our 12, which we could do 7 times 12. You just do 77 plus 7 if you're not sure, 84. So here's our 7s, and you notice I had to switch up some of them because I ran out of space. So I had to put my 64 where my 70 was and squeeze my 70 in. So my numbers are a little bit off now. So now we are on 8s, and I actually have a rap song for the 8s. Again, look it up, make your own. We kind of started a rap with our 4s, the 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, 48. So it's kind of similar to that one. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64, 72, 80, 88, 96. Okay, so it's kind of similar, but it's just any kind of rap beat. You can have a parent or a sibling get you a little beatboxing beat, and you really just say your facts to the beat. And it helps remember what they are. So we have 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64. And I messed up my spacing again, so I'm trying to 56, 64, 72, 80, 88, 96. 80, 88, 96. There we go. So again, really got to be careful about that spacing. I messed up a couple of times, but just write over it with a darker, and you can make out what it's supposed to be and where they're supposed to go. So no worries, no need to start all over. It'll just give us extra practice about knowing where each one goes and what it needs to look like. So now we're on our 9s, and for our 9s, after we write our skip counting card, I'm gonna show you a cool trick. But the skip counting song for the 9s is actually to the tune of the Happy Birthday song. Again, I came up with this on myself. If you don't like it, you can look up another one on YouTube. But it's to the tune of the Happy Birthday song. So 9, 18, 27, 36, and 45, 54, and 63, 72, and 81, 99, 90, 99, then 108. So again, some of the songs you have to repeat or start again with the tune. 9, 18, 27, 36, and 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, 90, 99, 108. Those are my 9 facts. I know my times 9s. So you can add like your own little thing if it doesn't quite fit. Okay, so 72, 81, 90, 99, and oh, you really got to squeeze in that times 12. 12 times 9 is 108. You really have to squeeze that one in there. So 9 times 1 is 9, times 2 is 18, times 3, 27, 4, 36, 9 times 5 is 45, 9 times 6, 54, 9 times 7, 63, 9 times 8, 72, 9 times 9, 81, 9 times 10, 90, 11 is 99, and 12 is 108. Now, I'm going to flip my camera so you can see the table. And we may have already done this strategy before, but I just want to show you again, just to remind you, a good strategy to use for your 9s. And I did have a poster of this hanging in the classroom, but to figure out your 9s timetables, this works for 9 0 times 9 all the way up through 10 times 9. So 0 times 9 is 0. We don't put anything down. We don't do anything. To do this strategy, you need to put both of your hands flat on the table to where all of your 10 fingers are showing. I'm trying to get it to where you guys can see all my fingers. So let's say I wanted to do 9 times 3. You have 10 fingers, and each finger represents a different position. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? So when I want to do 9 times 3, I'm going to count to my third finger, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to bend that down. Now I count how many are on this side. 1, 2. This, where it's folded down, is considered your space. So I have a 2 in the tens place, and then all the fingers on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have a 2 in the tens place and a 7, which gives me 27. And is that what we got on our skip counting card? 9 times 3, 27. What if I wanted to do 9 times 5? Same thing, count to your 5. I count the numbers on this hand first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Space. 4 in the tens place, 5 in the ones place. 45. Is that 9 times 5? Yes. So that's an easy trick to solve your 9 times tables. Now, it does only work for the 9s. For some reason, I'm not sure who came up with it, but it works. And I did have a poster hanging in the classroom to help us bend down our fingers. So you can practice that strategy at home too when you're working on your 9s facts. So that brings us to our 10s on our skip counting card, and we've already done them going down. So now we're going to just do them across. So we're just going to count by 10s again. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. And I did have to move over my 100 a little bit. But there's our 10s facts. 10 all the way up through 120 over here that I had to squeeze in at the end, but 10 times 12 is 120. So now we're going to do our 11s. And again, we've already done most of our 11s. So we're just going to fill those in. Remember the pattern. 11, and then 2 times 11 is 2 2s. 3 times 11 is 3 3s. 4 4s. 5 5s. 6 6 or 2 6s. 2 7s. 2 8s. 2 9s. And then we have, now we're to 11 times 10, which is 110, because we just put that on our 10s. And I looked right up here to my 10s. I said, oh, 10 times 11 is 110 because it's the same as 11 times 10. So you can use the facts that you've already put in to fill it in. 11 times 11. So how we can do this, if we don't know off the top of our head, is we take 110 and we add 11 to it. And if you do that, you get 121. And then 12 times 11, you would do another 11 onto that. So it would be, so we have 110, we added 11 to 120 to get 121. Then we do 121, add 11, and that gives us 132. Another strategy you can use is you can go to your 10s, and 10 times 12 is 120. And if you add 12, then you get what 11 times 12 is, because it's like having 12 11 times. So there are a lot of strategies that we can use. Recognizing patterns, repeated addition, adding an extra time or an extra group. There are a lot of strategies we can do to figure out our times tables. Even if we don't know them, we can use our chart and use the facts that we already do know to figure out the ones that we don't. So that being said, we can use all the facts that we've already put in over here in our side column to fill out our 12s. We have right here 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72, 84, 96, 108, 120, 132, So then we can just fill in our 12s using the facts that we've already put in. No extra work. We just look back at our chart and fill it in. 48, 60, 72, 84, 96, 108, 120, 132, and then 12 times 12 is 144. And I had to squeeze it in there at the bottom, but I did just barely get it in. Okay, so mine looks a little bit messy, but that's okay. Learning is messy. There's no mistakes. Just we need to try again, and we learn something new every time we make a mistake. I learned that I can't put my numbers that close or that far away from the end because I had too many numbers to squeeze in there. So it's okay if yours, even if you needed to start over halfway through, totally fine. So this is your skip counting card. I hope that everybody was able to make one and follow along with the video. I also hope that you look up some of those songs that I was talking about or go back and watch my silly songs again. And we can use this strategy to solve multiplication problems. And you can practice just writing out your skip counting facts anytime. You can just get a piece of paper and say, I'm going to make a multiplication chart and just practice writing your skip counting facts. This would also be a really good strategy to use when you take your STAR test or your state test, like the AIR. You, as soon as the test starts, just get out your scrap piece of paper and write your skip counting. So that way, when it comes time to answer a multiplication question, you can just look right at your skip counting card and you don't even have to do the math. 9 times 3, oh, here it is, it's 27. And you would have it right there in front of you. You wouldn't be able to use the one we just made. You would have to write it yourself, which is why it's a good idea to practice the songs, practice the skip counting chants, practice the skip counting in general, going from 0 to 12 in any fact. And then practice writing it in order so that way you can get really, really good and use this strategy when you need to use it. It would be a quick way to practice those facts and get those answers. Okay, so I really hope you guys enjoyed the video and my silly songs. Feel free to, like I said, look up those on YouTube. Use your skip counting card or the strategies we've learned so far to solve the problems this week. And then next week will be our last math lesson before we go on summer break. So I hope that you guys will tune in for that. We might have some special surprise or maybe a game, who knows? So I hope you guys tune in for that. And I will see you then. Good luck. Happy multiplying.